Hi!
That's Chloe.
And that's Sam.
And we're the Mistresses of Murder. Welcome to episode 3.
We haven't given it a name yet.
We have not given it a name. Which we don't normally even say the name until later. Yeah. But
I guess
we don't have a name for it.
We'll have to find out later.
I'm having a hard time thinking of a catchy name for it this week, honestly. But I haven't put that much thought into it. I'm hoping something will just...
You and these things that are just come up. You're killing me, kid.
Well, at least with this, like, I can just, like, when I listen back and I edit the audio, I'm like, oh, that's a good name. Which, I mean, it's not like most of our names have, like, come from, like, stuff we've really said in the episode. It's just been, like, what our theme is.
Maybe when we run out of themes, then we'll just be like, here, bitches.
Yeah, because I can't picture us, like, if we do, like, the hometown homicides again, or, like, hometown homicides part 2 and part 3, like... We gotta kind of jazz it up a little bit.
Yeah, we'll be like hometown homicides.
The sequel.
Flood Ida. Speaking of that, I totally read an article today. So there was this man in Slidell, Louisiana, and he was wading through the floodwaters.
Oh no. And
a crocodile started to attack him. And his wife heard the commotion and came, like, outside. And after the alligator got done attacking him, then she pulled him up to the porch, realized the severity of his wounds, and then went to go get help. But my favorite line in that was, well, some of the people around here feed the alligators.
What? I didn't even know, like, I have no idea where, like, geographically Slidell is in Louisiana, so I didn't know that there were alligators there, but that is...
Yeah, they're like 7-foot long alligators. Come here, Jimbo. Let me feed you.
Alligators are just that animal that I find very fascinating, but I'm also like horrified of because it's basically.
Snakes for me, dude.
Yeah, well, that's Ram too. Snakes, pretty much most kind of like reptilian creatures. I'm good with frogs.
Oh,
I do love a good frog.
They are frogs.
I've even got comfortable kind of picking them up because we get so many in the backyard, and the dogs whenever they're here.
They don't bother me. I'll just pick them up and just throw them around.
I used to, anytime I saw one, I would kind of scream. And if they jump at me, I still do kind of, like, get a little bit freaked out. Yeah, like, when I was mowing the lawn the other day, I, like, was getting lawnmower out of the thing, and the frog, like, jumped out at me. I was like, simmer down there, friend.
Superwoman.
But I can now pick them up with a Walmart bag. But when they start squirming, then it freaks me out. I'm afraid of getting warts, which I think is, like, an urban legend or whatever, old wives' tale, that you get warts from frogs, but I'm still scared of it.
When I was a kid, I used to have one on my hand. And after many, many, many years of me picking at it and it just bleeding all the time, it finally one day never came back.
Hey, that's kind of like, I got like a skin tag on my neck one time, and I just ripped it off.
Oh my god.
And it bled for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it grew back a little bit, so I ripped it off again, and then it never came back. I think it was like, god damn, this bitch is serious.
She's seriously not.
Dude. Poor Ram, he has a few like skin tags too, and like, when he's sleeping. Well, he doesn't, sometimes, like, I really like to pop, like, pimples, or if he has, like, any, like, back hairs or skin tags. Why?
Because we're not on Dr. Pimple Popper.
I'm not going to go into graphic details, but, you know, when he's sleeping, he's got, like, this one bump on his shoulder. I think you saw it the other day.
Oh, God, I did,
and I really want to pop it. It's not like a pimple or anything, but I really want to pop it. And it hurts him. It hurts him when I mess with it. So when he's sleeping, that's whenever I mess with it.
Damn.
And I mess with a skin tag.
He does like a damn rock, though.
I like messed with one of his skin tags and just kind of like twirled it. And then he woke up the next day and it was starting to die. Like it was like getting blue, and now it's black. It's about to fall off his neck.
Fuck yeah.
So, I mean, he's welcome.
Yeah.
I'll do it again. I just can't help it.
Poor Ram.
Poor Ram. And he's like, could you stop messing with me when I'm asleep? It's like... It helps you, so no.
So I had kind of a crazy thing. So this weekend, I went out with a friend, and we'd been drinking some that day at the vineyard. And I know, it sounded like a rich old white woman just drinking at the vineyard.
I've been wanting to go to that vineyard. Me and Ram both have, but...
Eating my cucumber sandwiches and... drinking my $600 rosé.
You twirl around the glass and take a sip and then you spit it out.
Yeah.
You just want the taste.
I mean, we did steal something from there, but not the point at hand. Sorry. So But we'd been drinking at the Vineyard, and then we were like, oh, let's go to a bar, because there's a live band playing. Mm-hmm. And something to do in this dreaded town. So, we went to the bar. And while I was there, I was like, oh, man, this alcohol is really hitting. And, so ever since starting this podcast, I've been more aware of things because I want to be more aware of things.
Yeah, and you hear all these crazy stories about people getting fucking murdered and stuff. You gotta be on the alert, especially as a woman.
Especially as a woman.
Yes.
And I just okay. So, my friend was outside, and I went inside to use the bathroom at Enoch's, which is a pub around here, and I was facing towards the bathroom door to the women's restroom. And there was this Hispanic man who I noticed earlier in the night was drinking beer through a straw, which I thought was very odd. And
I don't think I've ever seen someone drink beer through a straw.
I don't think so.
But I do love a good straw. So.
I do. Same.
Like
I would rather drink from a straw out of any drink. Any drink but
I'm right there with you.
Beer, I'll take it in.
I'm not a beer drinker anyway.
All I drink is Michelob. It's not like anything. I don't drink a bunch of vodka or some shit like that.
I think the only time I've ever really, really enjoyed a beer was when I first started drinking, like in high school, and I drank a platinum Bud Light or whatever. Yeah. And I drank like 6 of them.
Holy crap!
And I got
your size.
It was the first time I ever got like shit-faced drunk. I'll tell that story later. Hold on. Let's finish your story.
Okay, sorry. And then I was really engrossed in your story for a second.
I'll tell it in a second.
Okay. So the restrooms are like side by side pretty much. And the Hispanic man with this beer straw, was standing on the other side. Well, I thought like at one point he lifted his phone up and took a picture of me. So, in my head, I was like, okay, that's kind of fucking weird.
Definitely.
But I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let the scene play out. But I'm keeping my eye on you.
Yeah, as you should.
So, I was like, and I was just kind of like, in my head, I was like, it can't be. Like, that's not something that you do to people.
Yeah.
Well, then, like, as we were still standing there, he turned at one point, and his fucking phone was on his camera.
Oh my god.
Yes. So, my friend's phone was dead, and I didn't want to have to walk through the bar to get back to him with this creepy-ass guy walking behind me. So, instead, I walked to the car, had my keys out, because we parked fairly close to the bar.
That's good.
And so, like, I got in the car and just sat there, and I was like,
that is so freaky.
He'll know, like, my friend that was with me.
Eventually he'll be like, where the fuck are you?
Yeah. And so, as I was sitting there, I had my phone open, and I had my knife in my hand, and I was like, let him mug. But, so, I locked the doors, obviously.
Yeah, good.
But, as I was sitting there, he fucking walks by me, knocks on my window, and tells me good night.
Chloe. Oh my god. No.
Yes.
What did you do?
I fucking sat there. I was like stone cold sober at that point. I was like,
that is so horrifying. So I would have drove away and come back.
I couldn't.
Like, sorry.
I had been drinking.
Oh, that's right. Oh my god.
But I was just like, and I just stayed in the car just like that until my friend came and got in. I was not moving from that position.
That dude has a picture of you on his phone.
I know.
That is so
probably a pretty good picture because I was looking hella cute, but not the point.
I mean,
creepy Hispanic man. Don't go around taking fucking pictures of women. And like since I've been listening to our favorite podcast, My Favorite Murder, they always talk about be like fuck politeness. Like the worst you can do is just like kind of piss somebody off because you thought that whatever. But no, seriously, like fuck politeness.
Yeah, like, so scary. I've heard like stories of like. You say, like, oh, like, who would take a picture of someone? But I've heard, like, a lot of stories recently, like, girls getting, like, their pictures taken when they're, like, working out at the gym, just, like, walking around the mall and everything.
I was in a dress. It wasn't short. I wasn't scantily clad. I was in a fucking dress and sandals. And my hair was up and like my space buns. Yeah. It wasn't anything.
I mean, he
promiscuous or
he liked what he saw, but it still doesn't make it okay. No, that's so creepy. Oh my god.
And then like as I was thinking about it, because obviously like I wanted to say something tonight about it, because like seriously, like you've got to and I grew up with a cop father, and so like I've always known like. I think I'm more aware than most women are.
Yeah.
But on a very serious note, though, I've also noticed that because we're in the South, I'm a little more leery to people.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, like, it's fine. They won't just come and murder my entire family.
You hope.
Yeah, I hope. And I'm just kind of like, oh, like, we're just going to go pick daisies in a field. No, they're going out there to fucking murder you. But I don't know, like, now that, like, we've started this and, like, I really started to, like, be engulfed in it, I'm just like, no, fuck it.
Everyone's a suspect.
You. And that's, like, and that's another thing, is because of that exact moment that I noticed that, I immediately started, like, writing down details in my head.
Oh,
of,
you
like,
have
what
to,
he looked like, what he was wearing, like, everything.
Yeah.
So if that man if I ever see that fucking man again...
You're gonna be out to get him.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna be like, so
you still got my picture? Like, yeah. You want me to fucking sign it for you?
First of all, that'll be $10, so cough it up. And I want my...
That's not free.
I want my beer without a straw, okay?
Dude, the straw is the worst part. The picture and the following after your car, I can excuse, but beer through a straw? I don't know. That ain't right.
You fucking sinner, you're going straight to hell.
That just ain't right. Oh my god.
Something just don't sit right. Which is probably why I was like, I even pointed that out to my friend. I was like, who the fuck drinks beer through a straw? And he was like,
maybe he's got teeth problems. Like people who drink coffee through a straw so it doesn't stain their teeth. I don't think beer stains your teeth.
No, fuck you. No, fuck you. That's fucking weird. He was a weirdo. And even to the point where I was trying to... Which is another thing. So when I was sitting in the car and I was like waiting for him to get into his vehicle, I was trying to see which vehicle he was getting into so I would know his car. But I could never see it because guess what? He walked off and continued walking. Fucking weird.
Like... He wasn't even parked there, or what?
It was like, okay, so like there's like the bar parking, and then there's like the other parking lots that people use.
Yeah.
He was in the back of one of those.
It's weird. Yeah. Especially like Enoch's, like it's a pub, but it's not like it's more like you sit down and you drink, not like you stand up and you dance kind of area. So it's just so.
Enoch's is more of like for the older crowd.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, definitely from like people. Like mid-20s and up. I mean, granted, I'm not in my mid-20s, but I have the mindset of a mid-20. But you were like mid-20 and up, and then like you have like all the younger kids that go to like Mustangs and I can't even think of other fucking bar names, but
Brass Monkey.
I think Brass Monkey you can still get away with like being older.
I don't know. I obviously do not go to a lot of bars. The only bars I really went to was when I was in college, and I went to Rev like a few times. So
I slightly remember the Rev, but
Rev is good. It's like, I mean, of all the clubs/bars I've been to, Rev is really cool because it has like the inside bar, and then there's like an outside/inside, and then in the very back it's all outside.
Do you remember the first time I ever went to your dorm? And
my dorm or my apartment? Were we friends when I had the dorm?
No, we weren't friends when you had the dorm. It was your apartment.
Okay.
And I got there and I was like, ooh, this is cool. I was like, what do you want to do tonight? And you were like, oh, I don't know. And where did we go that night?
We went to, was it Live Oaks before it closed?
Possibly.
I think it might have been.
I just remember, like, we drove back to West Monroe and went somewhere. I don't remember where, though.
I do remember that, yeah.
That was fun.
That was fun.
And I was like, oh, Sam, I didn't even notice you had a tattoo. I remember that night, and then we were talking about Ramses and his anime collection that he gave you. Did you ever even watch that fucking anime?
Yes, I absolutely did, and it was a fantastic anime. It's what brought us together as a couple. And then I found, well, okay, so I started like having a crush on him and everything. And
this was our love story, not Ramsey.
I'm sorry, but I have to mention
continue.
it because I'm so upset because I can't find the flash drive full of anime. I don't know where it is. When we first started like talking and being friends and everything, we, you know, both watch anime, so we kind of bonded over that. And he was like, well, let me make you a flash drive with, you know, my favorite anime on it, Clanad. And I was like, sure, absolutely. I watched it. I loved it. I found out, I think it was after we were dating, I found out he did the same thing to another girl. So that's his thing.
Fuck that Wendigo.
And you know exactly which girl it was. It was the girl before me.
Oh, fuck that Wendigo henchman.
But I guess it's okay. But that was his thing. That was his way to pick up ladies, I guess, is like, let me give them a flash drive of anime.
What if the nerdiest nerd?
And I guess it worked on me, so.
Yeah, should have ran. I told you. No, I'm just kidding. I totally was amping Ramsey's
No,
up hard.
You were Team Sam Ram. Most people were. I don't think many people were super, like, against it. I do remember one person one time being like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah.
I had a bet going on of how long it would take for y'all to get together.
It was, I don't know if you were the only person. There was other people in on that bet. Like, a lot of other people.
Yeah, no, there was, like, one... I know in, like, our little group, there was 4 of us, I think.
I know that. Because I remember one night on Dishes, I heard people talking about it. And I was like, what y'all talking about? You know? I also, like, barely spoke whenever I first worked at,
to be fair, I just kept speaking to you, and then we both
now we're best friends.
And then we started eating the food.
You're right in prep!
Yes.
Dude, you're the one who gave me the comments even after you left, and I would just kind of, like, be training somebody new, and I'd grab a handful of the grilled spicy. Oh, the sliced grilled spicy.
Yes.
Or I'd go over to Nuggets, and I'd be like... And they'd be like, what are you doing? And I just grab a nugget and leave.
Yes.
Or the ones when, like, the nugget slicer, they would fall, the crumbs would fall. I'd grab, like, a handful of that. So good.
Okay, but you're the one who really got me eating on the... You showed me the way.
Did I?
Yes. And then
I thought you showed me.
No.
Oh, I guess I just started that on my own.
Yeah, no, you just started eating, and then I was like, holy fuck, you eat right here? And you're like, yeah. And I was like, shit. Then we started coming up with, like, combinations of food to put together.
My favorite thing was doing, like, I would get a bun, and then I would ask for, like, a side of the grilled spicy. I'd put it on the bun and pour ranch on it. It was, like, a pulled chicken sandwich with ranch dressing. Oh, so good.
I remember one time we were eating, the, what is it, soup? It was, like, not the...
Chicken tortilla?
Yeah, it was chicken tortilla.
Ooh, yeah.
We were eating that, and you were, like, putting Chick-fil-A sauce in it.
Was I? No, it was buffalo sauce.
No, I swear it was Chick-fil-A sauce,
No
too,
way.
because you said it made it creamier.
I don't think that was me. I put the buffalo sauce in it, that's for sure. No, I put buffalo sauce in the chicken noodle.
I'm telling you, you put Chick-fil-A in the...
I would grab, or I would order just a bun, and I would dip the bread in it and eat it like that.
I did...
And I would get pissed because this was around the time whenever the grilled cheeses were really big. So anytime they saw just a bun, they were like, oh, it's a grilled cheese. And I'm like, no, I just want a bun. I would get so pissed.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the grilled cheeses.
And then they said, you can't make grilled cheeses anymore.
Oh, fuck them. Fuck them and their Christian company.
Yeah.
Dude, we did so much fucked up shit at that store. I'm not even sure how we didn't get fired.
Well...
Yeah. Specifically me, I guess. I don't know how I got it.
I was pretty good until... I was actually pretty happy with the job until around 6 months, and then it just... That job does it to you. Like, I feel like most people, they start out and they're good.
No.
You love the job. And then, it might be different for everybody, but me, it was around 6 months, and I was like, I kind of fucking hate this job.
Fuck, dude.
I would sit in, because I lived in Ruston, so I would drive, like, 20, 30 minutes, depending on traffic, to come to work, and I would come early, and I would sit in the parking lot for, like, 10, 15 minutes, and I would just stare into nothing. Sometimes I would cry, because I just didn't want to work. Like, I was not happy. And then I quit, and then I went back.
Fuck, I quit and never went back. I never looked back.
That's good. Because a lot of people do quit and come back.
That's what my thing was. It's like, if I'm going to quit a job...
Hello? Okay, the power did not go out, just the lamp. Alright, edit here.
Yeah, because... what the fuck is happening?
Oh my god.
Oh no! Things are happening.
Did it come unplugged or did it die?
No, it just came unplugged.
Oh, okay. Really? I thought the power went out. That was scary.
Someone's like, oh god, we're dead.
Oh. That's scaring me.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
There we
Alright, what were we talking about?
You crying in
Chick-fil-A.
your car because of Chick-fil-A.
Alright, take 2.
I love it. I love the snaps.
Yes.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Lights went out. We got scared. Just kidding.
Yeah. I thought the power went out. Turns out the chair just, like, unplugged our little studio lamp that we got going on.
Because we are extra. Dun, dun,
Yes.
dun, 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 dun.
Anyway, long story short, we both hated that job. But it brought a lot of good people into our lives.
To be fair, I mean, you married one of the people.
I did. That restaurant produced a lot of married couples.
I'm thinking that one of the weirdest couple, though, but I can't. Anyways.
Fuck
sorry.
the restaurant we used to work at. That's the whole point of that story.
Yeah. So, anyways. Back to what we do on this podcast, actually.
Yeah. Should we get into it? Should we?
We talk about murder. Yeah.
Alright, well first we have to tell our theme, because we keep forgetting to do it before we say let's talk about murder. Say our theme first. I guess it doesn't matter, but either way. Our theme this week is murder-suicides. Ooh, very exciting. Both murder, both suicide. Exhilarating.
2 for 1.
It's a 2-for-1 deal. Was that like, have you seen that TikTok where it's like, I don't know what it's from, but they're like, damn, double homicide.
And that'll be one of them.
So,
I love it.
Basically.
Okay, so
anyway, who wants to go first?
Who went first last time?
I did. I went first the last 2 times.
Wait, didn't you say yours is going to be a bombshell?
I don't know if it's going to be... It's pretty crazy. I'll say that. I'm very excited to tell mine. I think it's going to be
I'll go first because
okay.
Mine's not as much of a bombshell.
Okay.
So...
Alright, I'm excited. Murder-suicides. We verified that we did not do the same one because we know it's not in the same decade. So that's good.
Yes. Okay, there it is. Sorry. All over the place. Okay. Also, if we had any corrections, we weren't told of them, and I personally didn't go back and listen to the last podcast all the way through, so...
I have not listened to it all the way through either. I just edit, like, I watch, like, the first... Pretty much the part where we're rambling.
Yeah.
The beginning part we're rambling and the end part we're rambling. Those are the ones I really listen to because I know those are going to need editing. But we're into the stories of the murder unless I can think of a specific part. Yeah. And I'm just like, you know what? It's in God's hands. It's in God's hands.
It's in the Lord's hands.
Anyway, tell me about some murder, Chloe.
Okay. So, Christopher Bernard Wilder.
Oh, that's the one I did.
You're shitting me.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, I was like, wait a second. No, you told me yours is in 2000.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my god. I was literally just about to get up and walk out.
The podcast is over. 3 episodes and we're done. 3.5. Or 2.
Hey, we made it farther than this than we did Derby.
That's just gonna be our running gag. Every time we do one, we did this longer than roller derby.
Roller derby. Okay. So, he was born March 13th, 1945. He was known as the Beauty Queen Killer.
Ooh.
Dun, 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 dun.
Beauty Queen Killer.
So, his early life in Sydney, Australia.
Ooh.
He nearly died at birth because of complications.
What were the complications?
Don't know.
Okay.
Couldn't find it. So, moving on.
Okay.
But he was like a sickly kid. At 2, he nearly drowned in a swimming pool.
Hey, that happened to me one time. At Disney World.
I mean, I almost drowned in the Buffalo River here recently. But
Recently?
Yeah, but that's a whole other story we'll have to get into. And then at 3, he fainted from a fit of convulsions.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a pretty tough life.
Yeah.
But he survived, okay?
He lived.
So in his early adolescence...
Went on to do great things.
I don't know if so great. But in his early adolescence, he began peeking through windows. You freaking little weirdo. Peeking.
I bet he drinks beer through a straw.
I bet he does. Freaking weirdo. Okay, so in 1963, I think he was around 17 or 18 when this happened. Mm-hmm. He pled guilty to gang raping.
Oh my god.
A girl on a beach in Sydney, and he was given probation. A part of his probation was electroshock therapy.
Oh my god.
Which they think could have intensified his sexual tendencies.
Wow. So they tried to fix it and made it worse.
That's a theory. Now that's not confirmed because obviously you can't confirm that. But they do think that
electroshock. Well, I guess mental health stuff back then just really was not very good.
Okay, this
at
was
all.
like, what did I say? Early 60s?
Yeah, recent.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Dude,
people were still being thrown into stainless homes.
I remember for like when I was studying for school, we were doing stuff about like early like autism and everything. I remember there was one thing for like adults. It might not have been all of them had autism, but definitely like people with like developmental disabilities and whatnot. And they were staying at like a facility, and some of the stuff they would do, like if they were caught like peeing in their bed or something, they would like what they do. They would like make them like shower like repeatedly until like it would burn their skin because like they were like, well, you pissed in the bed, so now you're gonna get so clean it's gonna fucking hurt you.
That sounds like Nurse Ratched.
Basically, I mean, it had to come from something.
Finished it, but that sounds like when I started watching that.
That's like stuff like that, or like if they were caught like masturbating, they would make them like publicly masturbate to like embarrass them.
I mean, I can't get by. I don't know about that one.
No, I don't know if that stuff was effective, but it definitely wasn't fucking right.
Well, it's just like people who, like thieves, like back in the days, cut like their fingers off.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't really know if that was effective either. Sorry,
but it wasn't right.
Back to podcast.
Yeah.
Back to Mr. Wilder.
Yes.
Okay, so that same year he memorized a book in which a man keeps a woman in his basement against her will until she dies. He memorized this fucking book. I didn't even put the book in here because I didn't look into the book, and I just thought how fucking creepy it was, and I was like, yeah, we don't promote that on this podcast.
All the books you could memorize.
So, dun 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 dun. In 1968, he married a woman named Christine. She dipped after a week because
good for her.
She found another woman's underwear and pornographic photos in his fucking briefcase.
Oh my god.
That he carried with him everywhere.
Like a business briefcase, and he's just carrying around underwear and porn.
Yes.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so in 1969, he migrated to Bonton Beach in Florida? Not sure if that sounds right.
Bonton.
Boynton.
Julie, you'll let us know.
Boynton.
Julie's from Florida, so.
Oh, thanks, Julie. Yeah, please let me. I don't know.
Let me see how it's spelled. I'll spell it for her.
Boynton.
Mom, let us know.
Boynton? I don't know. Anyways, not the point. He migrated to Boynton Beach, Florida. He made actually a small fortune in construction and real estate, and he started living a luxurious life.
Ooh, okay.
And that's where he developed an interest in photography and became a key in luring women. But while he was making all this like glorious money, he bought a nice mansion.
Okay.
He actually bought a car and began racing.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was all that and a bag of chips.
Apparently.
Except he was kind of ugly. So if you're going to look into him, they were all after the money, to be honest.
Okay.
So in 1971, he started prowling South Florida beaches and was arrested on Pompano Beach demanding...
Pompano? I think that's how it's pronounced.
How's it?
Pompano?
Pompano?
Mom, let us know.
Okay. Beach demanding that two young women pose nude for him, where he was only fined for the offense. So there's like at least two opportunities right there that they should have done something more. But we'll get into that. Soon arrested when he tried to force a high school student into oral sex in a home that was being renovated. In court, Wilder revealed a fantasy of himself masturbating to the image of a girl being raped as the response to the judge's question asking if he was sane enough to stand trial.
Oh, God.
So then...
What a sick human being.
Well, it gets even fucking worse. So then he was given supervised treatment, and after he accomplished that, he was acquitted of all charges.
Love it when that happens.
In 1974, he was posing as a photographer named David Pierce, and he lured a schoolgirl out of a mall, drugged her, raped her in his truck. He actually let her go. I don't know why. But
did she say anything?
Huh?
Did she report it? Okay.
I was about to say,
gotcha.
She turned him in.
Thank God.
Wilder managed a plea bargain to probation with sex therapy, claiming that he had blackouts during all of this and that he doesn't recall doing these things. So of course, after he did his therapy, the therapist was like, "Okay, you're doing like a really good job. Like, I think you're good to go back into society. So have fun." In 1982, so flash forward a few years. In 1982, he went back home to Australia to visit his parents. While there, of course, he was accused of sexual offenses with two 15-year-old girls. The parents posted bail, and then he went back to Florida to await trial, which he actually never got to await. And I'll get into that.
Oh, I forget. It's murder and suicide.
Murder and suicide. And we haven't got into the murder yet.
All right.
He's just too busy trying to...
He's just a scummy guy.
Yeah. In 1984, February 26th, now we're getting into murder. February 26th, a woman named... Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I cannot pronounce names, so I apologize. Rosanno Gonzalez went missing at the Miami Grand Prix, where he was racing. Her body was actually never found. So they just think that he has something to do with it. Because
probably so.
It goes on. It's a 6-week rampage.
My God.
Yes. So, and on March 5th, Wilder's former girlfriend went missing, and she was never found.
Something tells me these women are, like, dead in the bottom of the ocean right now.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't know where, because he doesn't also, like, when he's getting rid of the bodies, like, he doesn't even give effort. He just kind of throws them wherever he can.
Oh my gosh.
Fucking piece of shit. Anyways, on March 18th, 21-year-old Theresa Ferguson was murdered in Marriott, Florida. Then he goes to March 20th. He met a 19-year-old named Linda Grover, whom he abducted from a mall in Tallahassee, Florida, and transported her to Bainbridge, Georgia, after she declined his offer to photography. He then assaulted her and put her in the trunk of his car, took her to a hotel. At the hotel, he raped her.
Oh my God.
Super glued her eyes shut.
Oh my God.
Wrapped her feet in a copper wire and began electrocuting her.
What the hell is wrong with this guy?
She
super glued your eyes shut? Ooh.
Yes.
That part freaks me out the most. I'm sorry.
They even like kind of described it like he put the super glue on and like held it shut.
So it would
and
dry.
then took a blow dryer.
Oh no.
Yes.
That's so... Oh my God.
And then...
Being deprived of your sight and then having to go through all that. Ugh.
Well, she, luckily enough, actually somehow gets out of the situation, goes into the bathroom, and starts banging on the door and screaming.
Good.
So he immediately like jumps in the car and he's like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Which she survived.
Thank God. Enough. Oh, that's so traumatizing.
It's just like, but the dates are so close and it's just sickening. So the very next day, March 21st, Terry Walder, is a 23-year-old wife, mother, and nurse. He comes to her and asking her about posing for modeling, and of course,
he's really trying to build his portfolio.
I mean, seriously though. She, of course, turns him down, and on the 23rd, she ran across him again, where he then kidnapped her, stabbed her, dumped her, and threw her body in a canal. It doesn't say that he sexually assaulted her. I can only assume that he did.
From his track record,
because he's into all of this.
You can just assume, yeah.
But that was in Texas.
Oh, he's making his way. He is, Florida, Georgia,
but he never goes
Texas.
through Louisiana. Thank you.
Praise it, that we know of at least.
Yeah. He then drives all the way to Oklahoma City.
Ooh.
On March 25th, he abducted a 21-year-old named Suzanne Logan at a mall, took her 180 miles north to Kansas, where he stabbed her to death and dumped her body under a tree. He doesn't even fucking try.
He didn't even, that definitely didn't try on that one.
Which, again, this is just a rampage that he's going through right now.
Yeah.
On March 29th, in Utah,
he
a 18-year-old named Cheryl Boventure. He captured her, drove to Utah. He shot and stabbed her to death. He's got this thing going for him, though. On April 1st, literally the next day, he took 18-year-old Michelle Kaufman, who disappeared from a magazine modeling competition where he was stalking her, and they later found her body in Southern California.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm telling you, he's making his way, because then on April 4th, he meets a 16-year-old named Tina Marie Risco. He abducted and assaulted her, and he kept her alive, actually, and started traveling back east. After he
was holding her captive with him while they're traveling?
Yes, he was driving his truck and had her in the passenger seat and was just repeatedly raping her and keeping her against her will.
Oh my God.
But his plan was to use her to lure more women.
Because he wasn't getting very many offers for people to let him photograph them, so...
Around the second week of April, guess what? He went on the FBI's 10 most wanted list.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's pretty.
Because they finally started to catch a pattern of what the fuck was going on. So then, we're in Indiana now. April 10th, Tina helped him abduct a 16-year-old, Donette Wilt. Wilder raped Wilt several times while Tina drove to New York. Wilder then took Wilt into the woods and attempted to suffocate her before stabbing her twice and leaving her. Just
not even caring what he's doing with his bodies.
Well, I mean, it's not even just that. Like, I don't know what his thought process was. Like, is she just going to die right there? Or, I mean, I guess he was just leaving her for dead. But if, in my mind, if I was a killer, I would make sure that I finished the job.
Well, the way he's, like, disposing of the bodies, I don't know if he really cares. Like, he's just doing whatever the fuck he wants.
I mean, I guess he's on a rampage at this point. I mean, they're literally... there's not that many days in between of what's going on.
Yeah.
But, actually, Miss Wilt survives. She is rescued by a truck driver who then takes her to the hospital, and she has life-saving surgery there. So, then he forced 33-year-old Beth Dodge into his car, and Tina followed them in Beth's car. Wilder then shot Beth and dumped her body into a gravel pit.
Why isn't Tina dipping?
I have no idea.
She's in the car by herself, right?
Yes.
So why isn't she driving to a police station?
She's only 16. I don't know. I thought the same thing.
I guess cut her some slack. She is 16. It's scary, but still. I think when I was 16, I probably would have just driven to a police station.
I mean, I don't disagree with that. I don't know if maybe he threatened to kill her family. I don't know.
They usually do go down that route.
Then, after that, he drove Tina to the airport where he bought her a ticket to Los Angeles, and he headed north, where he tried to abduct a woman at gunpoint but was unsuccessful. That woman got out so fucking lucky. So fucking lucky.
For real.
On April 23rd, we are getting to his suicide. On April 23rd, he stopped at a gas station in New Hampshire to get directions to Canada.
Okay.
Good for him.
Okay.
I guess if you're going to go somewhere, I guess you can go across the border and, you know.
Yeah.
But he stopped there, and there were 2 state troopers that just happened to be there. And they were stopping him to ask him a question. And I'm going to read this part because this part is where I kind of get confused. I mean, it was considered a suicide in the end. But this is where I'm getting where I get kind of jumbled. It says, Leo Gilson and Wayne Fortier approached Wilder, who retreated to his car to arm himself with a magnum. Okay, we don't really care. Jellison was able to grab Wilder from behind in the scuffle. 2 shots were fired. The first bullet hit Wilder and exited through his back and into Gilson. The second bullet hit Wilder in the chest. Wilder died. Gilson was seriously wounded but recovered and returned to full duty.
Wow.
And so, yeah. And pretty much there's a couple theories that like go around like that, and I'll read you this one that actually they think that electroshock therapy
that had a big effect. Or
yes.
They think it did, yeah.
Yes, they think that it actually increased his sexual tendencies.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously had some tendencies, like he was peeking through, like, blinds, you said, or whatever. Like, he was always a little creepy.
Well, and then this is another theory that people kind of throw around. It says people who have a near-death experience can be affected in a number of ways. A common outcome is that these people lose any basic cautions, taking what they want from life and feeling the need to live life according to their own wants and needs.
I call bullshit on that.
I kind of do.
I feel like there's plenty of people who have near-death experiences and they don't go. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's got to be like really severe. Well, his near-death experience was just what, drowning, right? Was that the near-death?
Well, he almost died at birth, and then
he was a baby. Doesn't count.
Almost drowned it too.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't really say anything else about like his past so far. Like if he was in any other ones.
Mm-hmm. But those are the only two. I'm gonna say those are too young to count. Don't care. I think it is. Like you're not even like out of your formative years yet. You're still in that early intervention period. Something else was going on.
But he did injure. The number's a little off because I think that he actually could have killed more. Mm-hmm. So it's 11 to 12 women that he injured, and 8, maybe potentially more women that he killed. Right. Those are the only ones that they could like charge him with. Yeah. Before they could even charge him, he committed suicide. Died.
Just the whole murder-suicide thing, like, that just, it really pisses me off, because it's like you're trying to, like, I can't remember who we were talking to about this, but I think me and Ray were having a conversation about this one time, where it's just, like, you're taking the easy way out of just, like, killing yourself. Like, you don't even want to face the consequences of your actions for killing all those people, you know?
Well, that's why, like, also, I mean, I'm going to say it, like, I'm pro-death penalty, because I feel like there's got to be so much evidence stacked against you to get the death penalty. Yeah. And at that point, I also, like, especially, like, people who are in there for raping, like, 6-year-olds, okay? Yeah. And they get the death penalty for it. I mean, I just like the fact that they never know when their last day is going to be. Like, it just brings me such satisfaction.
Do they not tell them?
No. You don't know when your last day is going to be. Like, they just come in one day and they're like, hey,
this is it.
This is your day.
I remember when I was in high school, we read, I don't know if you had to read this, In Cold Blood. No. Basically, 2 guys in that book, they get put up, it's based on a true story. Truman Capote wrote it. And the 2 guys in the end, 2 guys, like, killed a family, robbed them, and then kind of, like, went on the run or whatever. And when they get caught, they actually get sentenced to the death penalty. But it's, like, years before they get put to death.
Well, a lot of people, like they say, like, do die on death row. But then, like, you know, the people who have caused all these, like, heinous crimes, like, it just pleases me, the fact that, like, they never know when their last day is coming. Yeah. So, like, you think you're going to be mentally prepared for it, and then, like, you're just not. Because you think, oh, it's not going to be today. Or, oh, it's not going to be tomorrow.
I don't know. I'd like it better that they would get the death penalty than them to kill themselves, because it's like, you don't get that right. You took all these lives, you tortured these women, you raped them.
Face your crimes.
Like, you don't get to take the easy way out, dude. If you're gonna do all that shit, then you need to be willing to face the consequences. Preferably the death penalty, I would like him to be locked in a room with all of the victims' family and just let them take care of it, honestly.
To be fair.
That's what it should be. He should be dropped in a fucking arena, and all the victims' families should get to just do whatever the fuck they want.
Fuck yeah, Sam. So. I agree with this. And I am Sam for the next death penalty committee that we go to.
Is there a death penalty committee? Oh.
I don't know, but...
Like I said before, I don't know how I feel about the death penalty, but I do know how I feel about shitty people.
Well, I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. If you're getting the death penalty, you've obviously got to done, like, some shady-ass shit.
Well, but there's also the whole thing of, like, mental health in play, and I just, you know, I don't know. That's another big debate. It's, like, mental health of
like,
people.
A good majority of fucking people who kill, we can throw out that they have mental health problems, but that doesn't mean, like, I have mental health problems.
And you don't kill people. That's the whole,
Like,
I don't know.
And granted, I mean, you know what? I am only 23 years old.
It could have 27.
27. I might just fucking lose my shit one day and just start shooting.
You never know.
Granted,
but I think I do know, actually.
Yeah.
I really think that I think the signs of being that sick and twisted, they show up, like, you know, killing animals when you're a kid. They show up early in life. And you have usually terrible things have happened to you in your life. You know, sexual abuse, all that kind of stuff that leads you, you know, to being the person that you are. I feel like, typically, at least.
I don't know, and, like, I don't know, like, what his thing was with women. Like, I don't know. It almost just feels like he wasn't, I mean, obviously, I don't know. Like, he wasn't very remorseful. Like, I mean, he really was just on a fucking rampage.
That's what it sounds like. Like, just nonstop. Just the whole gluing her eyes shut and then wrapping the coil around her and electric. Oh, that's so freaky. Yeah. Anything where it's like they're mutilating, which, I mean, it's not really mutilating like you would think, but still.
Which it also brings me to the thought, like, was in his mind, was he trying to, like, create her sexual fantasies to be like
like doing like homemade electroshock therapy on her?
No. Like, my thing is like, was he trying to not promote, but I can't think of the word right now, like, increase like the way that, like, she has sexual fantasies into the way that he has sexual fantasies, like, mend them into the same. Like, or was he just doing it out of pure pleasure?
Honestly, I would say he was just doing whatever the fuck he wanted to. So I would say that's what was turning him on.
I mean, he wasn't very methodical in his planning. I mean, this was the only one that I found that he actually, like, really tortured. I mean, other than the 16-year-old Tina, but I don't know.
I want to know Tina's story. I want to know where she is now.
Tina kind of, I mean,
she's 16, so that's why you got to cut her some slack, but I need to,
like,
I want to listen to an interview from her.
Did she fucking actually get on the plane and go back to Los Angeles and then tell somebody? Or did she just fucking, like, did she go to the police then? Like, what happened with Tina?
I don't know. I mean, it's really hard
I need your
for
answers.
us. I know. I could look her up later and see if there's, like, an interview about her. But it's just one of those things where you say, oh, I would do this, but you're not in that person's shoes, so you don't know. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I really do feel like I would have done it differently. But I don't know. She was a 16-year-old girl. He could have threatened her family, like you said. She could have just been scared and was just trying to stay alive.
I don't know, man. If you're a serial killer out there, like, please don't torture me. First of all, like, just kill me. Just kill me.
Yeah.
I'd rather you kill me than anything else. Just not in a violent way either. Just like, gunshot to the head.
They talk about this on My Favorite Murder too. Like, they hate it whenever they hear stories of, like, men who, like, cut off women's boobs or something, and that gets me too. Like, mutilating of the boobs, like cutting off their nipples and stuff. That makes my skin crawl.
And it's not even, like, after they're dead either.
Oh no, it's during.
Yeah.
That stuff freaks me out.
Don't do that to me. I think, like, one of my worst fears is being raped. So, like, if you're gonna rape me, please just be like a necrophiliac and just do it like when I'm dead.
Jesus Christ.
Please, like, soul left body. You can do whatever you want to the body. Just kill me first.
Or, you know, just don't kill us. Or don't rape us. Please don't do any of that stuff.
Never thought we'd have to say that.
Well, we have been saying don't kill us pretty much every episode, but the raping part.
It's one of the most
I don't know why. I don't feel uncomfortable at all talking about murder, but when I start talking about rape, I get uncomfortable. I don't know if you're like that, but I am.
Why do you think I'm over here playing?
Oh, like, it's like what we talked about. I guess we were talking about doing stuff, raping kids or killing and raping kids versus killing and raping adults. It's like, the kids are worse. And I don't know why, but rape just feels worse. I don't know. I'm sorry if that's controversial, but it just, not to be controversial.
No, I'm telling you, like, for me, like, murder, then rape. Like, rape is so much higher to me than murder. Yeah. For some reason, like, and I know people say, like, oh, you know, I wish they were still here. Like, you know, people that get raped, you know how fucking hard it is to continue to live?
Yeah.
Like, how much shit they really have to deal with in their life? Fuck no. Kill me. Just kill me. Just kill me. That's what I've always said. I've always said if I ever get raped, the person either better A, kill me, or B, I'm killing them.
I remember I took sociology during my undergrad, and we had like a conversation about rape in that class. And the dude, it was a guy teacher, and he was like, honestly, if I was a girl, maybe I shouldn't say this. I can edit this out if it goes too far. But we're talking about rape, so let's go there. And he said, ladies, this is what I would do. Feel free to take this advice. But if a guy is trying to rape you or something, go along with it and try to give him a blowjob and bite his dick off.
I think that's excellent advice.
And I was just like,
I thought about that.
He was like, that's what you should do. He's like, you don't have to do it. I hope you never get in that situation, but I think that is the best route, is to take something if you're, something from him. Well, no, like, me and my friend, like, we even talked about, like, men who rape, like, fucking castrating them. Or not castrating them. What did we say? Because castrating them is just taking away... Is it just taking away their testicles?
Yes. But it was, like, another thing, and I cannot think of the word right now. And
it could be taking away the penis, too. I don't know enough about that, but you're saying, like, chop everything off?
Yeah, like, let's just get rid of all of it. You don't need it, obviously, and when you do have
you don't know how to use it right, so...
Yeah. But I will say that when I took a self-defense class, the biggest thing that the self-defense instructor told us is that if you are a woman, there is no reason that you should not carry a knife. He said, guns are great, and he said, and they will stop people. He said, but a knife will fuck them up. Yeah. And I carry my karambit everywhere now, which is like a gutting knife, and it will cut you from inside out. Yeah. Okay? So if you come at me, be prepared.
Don't fuck with Chloe.
Yeah.
I told Ram this the other day, and he was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But I've always had a very big fear of home invasion. That's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
And so when I was young, I would sleep with, like, a knife under my pillow, like a kitchen knife, like a big-ass, like, butcher knife. I would sleep with that under my pillow, because I'd have nightmares about that kind of stuff.
Seriously?
Yep. Freaks me out.
I've never really been scared of that.
I don't know why. I don't know. It's never happened, obviously. I mean, I'd probably be a different person if it has happened to me.
That was like a fucking crackhead. Like, I don't know how y'all were so calm about it. I would have been fucking terrified.
We were not calm at the time.
Oh, okay.
It's fun. It's not fun, but we can look back on it now and be like, hey, remember Crackhead? Crackhead Larry? I think that's what my mom calls him.
Crackhead Larry.
Crackhead Larry, or somebody calls him that. But Crackhead who just would show up to our house, and that's a story for another time, I guess. But maybe I'll tell it at the end, and the platinum Bud Lights too. I don't know. Anyways,
we should get into your murder.
Should we?
Because I'm pumped about yours.
Should we talk about my murder?
We should.
All right, let's talk about my murder, also known as. Let me pull up my Word document on my phone. All right, it's loading. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so pumped.
I hope I'm not overhyping this one, but when I read it, pretty much my research process is I just like look up our topic or our theme, and I go to the Wikipedia page that has the list of it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I think this was like probably one of the first ones I clicked on that had like its own Wikipedia page. This is called the Covina Massacre. Okay.
Oh, I like it already.
I know, it's got a name. It occurred on December 24th, 2008. So Christmas Eve in Covina, which is a city in the suburbs of Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
Yes. Our perpetrator is 45-year-old, or he was 45 years old at the time, Bruce Jeffrey Pardo. Prior to the massacre, Bruce held no criminal record and had no history of violence. There's not really a whole lot of background information known about him, or at least that I could find. So I don't know anything about, like, when he was born, childhood, or anything. I just know pretty much a little bit of background about him right before the murder, and then the actual murder.
Yeah.
Authorities have cited that marital problems as a possible motive for the massacre that he committed. He was married to a woman named Sylvia Ortega. They married January 2006. Bruce was married to his wife Sylvia for about 1 year before they decided to settle for divorce. There's some speculation that the divorce may have been caused by Bruce concealing a child from a previous relationship from her.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And they apparently started to grow apart after their marriage, after he refused to open a joint account with her.
Oh, same.
Yes. He also allegedly expected that Sylvia she had 3 kids of her own from, like, previous marriage or just on her own, I'm not sure. Didn't say if she was married before. But she had 3 of her own kids before they got married. And he expected her to take care of them on her own and not financially help her at all.
The fuck, we're married, dude.
Right. In June 2008, they, was that when they filed for divorce? I think they filed for divorce before that, but in June 2008, divorce court ordered Bruce to pay $1,785 a month for spousal support. That's a lot.
Let me tell you something about it, dude.
That's a lot.
Spousal support is a for real thing.
Mm-hmm. During the divorce proceeding, Bruce had apparently confided to his friend that his wife was taking him to the cleaners, so he knew she was trying to clean him out.
Yeah.
She was trying to get every penny she could. In July of 2008, Bruce had been fired from his job as an electrical engineer at ITT Electronic Systems, Radar Systems, that's the name. But, so he was an engineer, so that's why I guess he was paying a lot, because he was loaded, but he got fired. So he was fired apparently for billing for false hours, and the court suspended payments due to job hardships. So, which, when I was telling this to Ram yesterday, he was like, he's probably falsifying the billing records so he could make more money to pay her. Like, dang.
True, I didn't even think about that. Go Ram.
Bruce apparently was also required to pay Sylvia $10,000 as a part of the divorce settlement. So not only did he have to pay her $10,000, he had to pay her like the almost $2,000 a month.
Damn, she got the house, she got the everything.
Oh wait,
the car.
Let's see, she kept her wedding ring in the divorce, and she also kept the family dog. That's the worst part.
To be fair,
like, I mean, he doesn't deserve it.
Mine.
He doesn't deserve the dog because he fucking kills people. But that is painful, I could imagine.
I mean, to be fair, I would have to keep mine too, sorry.
Me and Ram have already, like, we do not plan on getting a divorce, and put that disclaimer out here now, but we have talked about, like, if we ever do, God forbid, like, who gets what dog, and then I think we actually ended up deciding, like, one of us should take both the dogs. Like, we shouldn't split them up. So.
No, we decided that we would just have, like, shared custody.
I would hope that if me and Ram ever did, that it's, like, we could still be friends and do that. But I don't know. It'd have to be something really messed up.
I would want to see my fucking...
Razzmatazz.
My razzmatazz.
Yeah, originally we were going to do Ramses can take JoJo, and I'll take Moose, now Oswald. But then Ram was like, I think you should take both of them. I was like, you just don't want to take care of them.
To be fair, you just want to feed them.
Oh, sweet babies. I miss them very much. Anyway, they're just at training, by the way. I didn't mean to get, like, sound like they were dead or anything. They're just at training. So, all right, back to the murder. In a court declaration, Bruce complained that Sylvia was living with her parents, so she was not paying rent, and she was spending lavishly on a luxury car. She was taking gambling trips to Las Vegas. She was eating at really nice restaurants, getting massages, and having golf lessons. So,
what the fuck does she do for a living?
I don't know. I don't know if she does anything for a living, but she was living it up. She was kind of living her best life.
To be fair, kind of jealous.
The divorce had been finalized on December 18th, 2008, so this is 1 week exactly before the massacre.
Yeah, he's about to lose his fucking shit.
Alright, you ready for the good part?
Yes.
We're gonna get into the night, Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay.
Buckle in, kids.
Alright. On Christmas Eve, 2008, Sylvia was at her parents' house, which was occupied with about 25 people. They were attending a Christmas Eve party.
Okay.
Okay. In the dining room were Sylvia's parents, Joseph Ortega, and his wife of 53 years. They didn't give her name. I guess she wasn't important. Okay.
Damn.
But so her dad, her mom, who they've married for 53 years, all of their kids and their spouses, their kids' spouses, playing a late-night game of Texas Hold'em. Their grandchildren were also there. They were playing video games and hanging out at the pool in the backyard.
Oh, this sounds like such a good time. I want to go. Well,
On the second floor was the oldest grandson, 17-year-old Michael, playing on the computer. So, Whole family's there. They're having a great time. It sounds awesome.
Suspicious.
He's just a 17-year-old dude, you know?
To be fair.
Yeah. That's probably what Rand would be doing if he was at, like, a Christmas party like that. Playing some...
I mean, whenever we have Friendsgiving, like, he's
you're
always
right.
out here.
That's because that is our Thanksgiving, essentially.
I mean...
But...
Oh, that's...
That's some... 17-year-old upstairs computer sounds like something, like, my brothers would do. Like, they'd just rather it would be, like, big chilling. Yeah. Anyway, so approximately 11:30 p.m. at night, Bruce knocks on the door of his former in-laws' house. He was dressed in a Santa Claus suit. He was holding a gift-wrap package in one hand and a semi-automatic handgun in the other. He also had 3 additional semi-automatic handguns just in his possession. Okay? At the time Bruce arrived at the party, a lot of the alts were kind of gathering their stuff and getting ready to leave before he knocked on the door, so they were already kind of like at the front. So after the knock at the door, little 8-year-old girl, one of the grandkids, is like screaming like, "Oh yay, Santa's here, Santa!" And she runs to the door to open it. Seconds later, she is shot in the face by Bruce. Yes.
Fuck.
He then just starts firing everywhere into the home when the doors open. I think he injures 2 of the uncles. And then the other members of the family are crawling under the dining room table trying to take cover, which includes his ex-wife and I think some of the other adults who were there. They were the ones who dove under the table. After he empties all the bullets, he then unwraps the package in his hand, the gift wrap package. It contained a homemade flamethrower, and he just starts spraying fuel all over everyone and setting the home on fire.
Holy shit.
Yes. According to police, said people were jumping out of the windows on the first story and the second story trying to escape the fire and the gunshots. A total of 9 people died from either the gunfire or flames, and 3 others were wounded. Thankfully, the 8-year-old girl, they didn't give her name, but she survived. She was shot in the face, but she survived. So I guess it was, I think it just kind of like got the side of her cheek.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like directly, didn't get her brains or anything.
Her brains are...
Yes. She was shot in the face with severe but not life-threatening injuries. One of the 16-year-old grandkids was shot and wounded in the back, and a 20-year-old woman suffered actually a broken ankle because she jumped out of the second-story window. So.
Where's Michael in all of this?
I'll get to him. There's not really anything about him, but I'll get to him.
Oh, okay. It's like, damn, he did it.
He was in on it. No, he was not in on it. One of the survivors was able to escape, and they went to the neighbor's house, and they called the police. So...
How do you not just hear fucking gunshots and screaming? Like, I would have already called the police.
For real, I don't know what kind of neighborhood this is. I'm assuming it's a nicer neighborhood. Seeing as how the wife is spending all kinds of money, I mean, sure, it was probably your ex-husband's money.
But I mean, if it's a big enough house to fit, like, 25 people
Also, you see the smoke, you think someone would be like, okay, let me at least call the fire department.
I mean, but granted, this was during... Well, no, because I don't think it doesn't get cold in California, does it?
Probably not here, because it's in the suburbs of Los Angeles. Northern California, it can get cold. And I'm sure it gets chilly, but I don't think it gets that cold.
Well, I was thinking, like, fireplace, but I bet...
No, definitely
they're
not.
not here.
I don't think so. So the survivor, one of the survivors, she books it, goes to the neighbor's house, and she gets them to call 911. The fire soared approximately to 50 feet high, and it took 80 firefighters to extinguish it.
Holy shit,
oh, yeah.
Dude.
This was intense. Due to the intensity of the fire, identification of the victims had been done by referencing dental and medical records. They were charred. There was no way to just look at them, identify. You had to look deeper. At least 3 of the victims' deaths were caused by gunshot wounds alone, while 4 others died from a combination of both gunshot wounds and fire, and 2 others, their deaths stemmed from just the fire alone. Mm-hmm. So he killed a total of, I think, 9 people. So we have the wife, Sylvia. That was his ex-wife. Alicia Ortega, which was they did give her name. Alicia Ortega and Joseph Ortega, which were Sylvia's parents. I think probably all of her siblings. It says Charles Ortega, James Ortega, and Alicia Ortega. There's another Alicia. Those were all of her siblings and all of their spouses, who were Charles, Cherry, Theresa. So all of them died, and Michael, 17-year-old Michael upstairs on the computer, he died.
No.
I know.
Not Michael.
He was the only minor to die. Everybody else was like adults. Which Ram kind of made this point yesterday because I was telling him the murder, and he was like, so all the kids lived, but all their parents died, it seems.
Yeah, like, what the fuck are they gonna do?
Right? Like, there's probably only, like, one adult who lived, like, he was like, I wonder if she adopted all of them or something. I was like, I don't think so,
That's really what I was thinking as well.
But isn't that crazy? Like, literally, I would say, I think that was, I mean, there's 25 people there, so there was probably other adults, but all the main adults died, it seems.
Fucking dude, I bet that they cannot look at Santa the same.
Oh, no, that 8-year-old girl, that was her last Christmas celebrating Santa. I don't even know. I don't know if any of these family members celebrate Christmas after that. That's so fucked. Oh my god. Alright. So after the attack, Bruce, he changes out of Santa suit. Doesn't need that anymore. He changes into street clothes. He drives his rental car. So he got a rental car for some reason. I guess so he couldn't get identified, maybe.
Yeah.
He drives the rental car to his brother's house in Sylmar, which is approximately 30 miles away from the crime scene. And he was found there dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
I thought you were going to tell me something like even crazier. Like he just started rampaging like down the streets of his brother's house.
Just dressed as Santa. That would be pretty crazy.
No, dressed as Santa.
He went in with the intention to kill that family, to massacre them.
This was all premeditated. Like he was just like, this is it. Fuck you guys.
He's like, fuck you to the ex-wife and fuck your entire family.
You're not getting any money out of me, bitch.
Yeah. Dude, nobody's getting any money out of him now. His brother was not present at his home at the time of Bruce's death, so I guess his brother was out doing whatever, and Bruce just drove to his house, and that's kind of fucked up. You're gonna drive to your sibling's house and kill yourself after you just killed your ex-wife's family?
Is like, okay, so I guess if he did this all on the main floor, he started the fire. So obviously, it went up pretty high, but how the fuck did he, I guess it wasn't hard for him to get out.
Yeah, because I think he probably, in my mind, I think he stayed near the front door and just shot everyone, and then flamethrowed everyone, and then said, you know what, this looks good, and then left.
Dude, this is some crazy fucking shit. He put some thought into this.
To be dressed up as Santa on Christmas Eve and bring a change of clothes?
Was he like, I wonder if his intention was to kill more of the children dressed as Santa, or if the Santa was just like a fuck you thing. Like, here's your last Christmas.
It's a fuck you thing. Like, let me just add, like, the trauma to all this to being dressed like Santa.
Let me just add the cherry on top.
But there is a little bit more. He's dead at this point. No, you're good. There is a little bit more that I thought was interesting. It was initially believed that Bruce had intended to flee to Canada by plane. So after all this, because he had a plane ticket bought from Air Canada. However, it was actually discovered that the flight was from Los Angeles to Moline, Illinois. So he was planning on fleeing to Illinois.
Weird.
And Bruce had called days before to tell his high school friends that he was going to plan to visit them because they lived there. But investigators are unsure if he intended to go on this flight or if it was just to fool the investigators. I guess
interesting.
Like leading like a breadcrumb trail to another direction while he went somewhere else, maybe.
Yeah.
And he had visited that same friend in just a couple months earlier in October, so it would make sense for him to go and visit that friend again, I guess, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. However, he did suffer severe third-degree burns on his arms from the fire.
Good.
So I guess that was his decision to go against the plan. I don't know why. He still could have gotten on a flight. He still could have...
Maybe...
I guess. I don't know.
Wait, he just suffered them on his arms?
Yeah.
I was going to say, well, maybe, like, the pain was just too intense and he just was
maybe. I don't know. But it says that was why he decided to go against the initial plan. Police also found $17,000 cash wrapped around his leg inside of a girdle.
What the fuck?
And that his rental car was parked 1 block from his brother's house. It had been rigged with remnants of his Santa suit that when pulled off, it would ignite a flame and detonate the car with black powder.
What?
He was like... he was an engineer, so this makes sense.
Okay, yeah,
he had the brains to do this.
You're right.
But still, oh my god. So they had to call a bomb squad for that.
Yeah.
Also recovered from the scene were 4 13-round capacity handguns. They were all empty. At least 200 rounds of ammunition. Suggesting that what had been inside the car was being treated as a threat. They called the bomb squad. They pretty much just destroyed the car. It burned up. They didn't even try to open it or anything like that. Also at Bruce's house in Montrose, police had recovered 5 empty boxes of semi-automatic handguns. 5 boxes of handguns.
Fuck.
Semi-automatic handguns of that. 2 shotguns and a container full of high-octane fuel.
Dude.
So, and just to add insult to injury, I added this last part in because I read it in a different article. Apparently, he had planned to kill his own mother after the massacre, but he never got around to it because I guess he decided to kill himself instead. But he was gonna kill her because she was sympathetic to his ex-wife Sylvia for the divorce.
Mama.
So he was gonna kill her, but she got lucky that he decided to kill himself instead. Wow. And that's the story of the Covina Massacre. I thought it was fucking wild.
That's fucking crazy.
I wish.
Bad, but
I know. I wish I knew. Obviously, I think it was pretty obvious. The motive was fuck my ex-wife.
But the
But what?
But the $17,000.
He must have been planning to go on the run, but.
Well, my also thought is if that's not the money that he owed her, and so in his head he was going to take all of that money and scatter it.
Oh my god, that'd be pretty funny.
Around their bodies.
And take the fucking money now.
Yeah.
That would be pretty funny.
I mean, but granted, also, what man wears a girdle?
I don't know. I guess because it was maybe he knew he was going to burn some stuff and he didn't want it to burn up, maybe. So he was let me add some protection. Or maybe he was just.
But if you're in the car, then.
I'm assuming it was on him whenever he was in the Santa suit. I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming he had everything geared up, put on the Santa suit.
Okay, but here's this. Where was the brother, and did the brother not hear about this and then fucking kill him?
Apparently the brother wasn't home. It didn't say where the brother was. He could have been off doing his own thing. It's Christmas Eve with his own relatives, so I don't know.
I feel like the brother killed him.
They said it was self-inflicted. There was not anything that even really talked about the brother other than this was at the brother's house. So.
But it's so sketch to me.
Especially because it's not like he was staying with his brother.
No.
He had his own house. I don't know how far away his house, I said it was in Montrose. I don't know how far that way that is from where Sylvia's house was. Maybe his brother's house was just closer. I don't know. But
I feel like the brother did it. I feel like the brother was just
I kind of hope the brother did, honestly. I would rather somebody else, like I said, I would rather somebody else kill him and make him pay for what he did than him just take the easy way out and decide, you know what, I'm good.
It feels too I don't know, he obviously, he planned this shit out.
Yeah.
He planned to go and shoot up his ex-wife's
100%, yeah.
And planned to burn it down in this crazy methodical way. So it just feels at the end of that, he still had, obviously he still had this plan. So why would he kill himself?
I don't know. Literally, he had plane tickets, which, sure, it could have been a red herring, let the police think that I went here. But, this was 2008. They would have known if you checked into your flight, dude. It would not have thrown them off that much. So, I don't know. Maybe by the time he got back to, his brother, on the drive there, to his brother's place, he was just there's no way I'm getting away with this. They're gonna find me, you know?
No, I just feel when you're that far...
Honestly, you might as well commit.
Yeah, if you're gonna go, if you're gonna do it, fully commit.
Yeah, you could have, at least another couple weeks of just living you got $17,000 cash. Why not just live your best life for the next couple weeks and then off yourself or something? I don't know.
To be fair.
I don't know. I'm not a killer.
You could have just at least, taken, the $17,000 and, dropped it off at a church somewhere or something. Did something.
He massacred. He massacred an entire family.
Maybe he was going to atone for his sins. I don't know.
I don't know, and it's just
fuck. I don't know.
I would have loved if they would have told us a little bit more about his relationship with the in-laws or something. Because I understand being pissed at your ex-wife, but what the rest of the family do? Damn.
In-laws.
I mean, but he was even willing to kill his own mom, apparently. So I guess just anybody who was on his ex-wife's side, he was like, you're done.
That's it.
Jesus.
Well, that's one.
That was our murders for the week.
Yeah.
Intense.
I feel like yours was way more intense than mine.
I was very excited to tell mine. It's just the Santa suit really did it. I was like, kind of like just skimming the article, and I said, Santa suit, hold up. This is the one, baby.
Santa
And the gift-wrapped, homemade flamethrower.
Santa suit and glued eyes.
Santa suit and glued eyes? Name of the episode? Maybe.
Let's do it. Fuck it, why not? We should have done that one during Christmas.
Yeah, well, you know, Christmas came early.
Yeah.
That's what he said to them. Christmas is early.
Oh, God.
You know, and it was 30 minutes before. It was 11:30 at night. So
fuck, it was 30 minutes before.
It was
Santa
30 minutes.
coming in. Santa just landed.
In my mind, like, when this is, like, if this is a movie, which it should be, like, there's, like, Jingle Bells playing, or, like, Have a Holly Jolly Christmas while he's just unloading guns. I'm sorry.
Holy Night is playing.
Silent night. Oh my God.
Oh God.
What a ride.
Please just don't kill me on any holiday. Just let me have my fun.
For real, you can just kill me the day after and I'd be good.
Yeah, I mean the thrill.
Don't kill me the day before. Don't kill me the day of. Give me the day after.
Yeah, I agree. So if you're out there listening, don't kill. Oh, if you're out there listening, I'm sorry, totally on the butt end of this. But if you're out there listening, like, thanks for the 100 views, dude.
I know, 108.
108.
Unless it's more, let me check.
Might have increased. But thanks, guys.
I know, we were so, like, I literally, because I haven't checked it, normally I check it every day, I think Chloe does too.
I do.
And I think I didn't check it at all yesterday, because I was stressed out. And I checked it today, and it said 108. Oh my God, let's see. It's 109 now.
Oh, we're killing it.
That's so awesome. And then our other one's at 30-something. So I am super proud of us. I think I've said this every week. I am 32 views for our other one.
Yes.
So I'm just super proud of us. This is so awesome.
We also haven't told anybody, like, if you have any crazy-ass stories, or if you just need to get some shit off your chest, you know, like you're planning on killing your entire family or anything like that. We do have a Gmail that you can contact us with.
You know, I have not checked it for all we know.
Oh, I have.
Oh, has there been emails?
No.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately. But we're getting there, guys. But if you have anything, like, crazy to tell us or just whatever, like...
Or any questions, or even submit ideas for different themes, because I'm totally down. My mom came up with a good one. It was, drugs made me do it.
Ooh.
That's a good one. People, you know, high or whatever and killing people.
Foreshadowing.
Yes, so that's a good theme.
But, yeah. And we'll have that... I think it's on our YouTube.
I think it is, too, like, under business inquiries.
And it doesn't matter. I mean, it's Mistresses of Murder at gmail.com.
Yeah, pretty easy. Or just comment on one of our videos, too. I mean...
Yeah, like,
please do.
We're in this for the long run, so everybody buckle in, because we're going to be here for...
At least 600 episodes.
Okay.
I'm committing right now.
600 episodes, and that is it.
How many years is that? If we do, let's assume we do...
One a week, that's 52 weeks in a...
We gotta give ourselves, like, weeks off, eventually.
Let's
say 48 weeks.
When we start monetizing. How about that?
Fair enough. Honestly, once I hopefully pass this test... By the way, wish me luck, I'm taking a test on Tuesday week. That is very important. It's one of 2 tests, and if I pass it, I will be very happy. If I don't pass it, I will be very unhappy, and we'll see.
And just wish me luck that I don't mass murder my coworkers.
Or do, and then we can make an episode about it.
To be fair, I might be locked up, but I could just...
You think they would let us podcast if you were in jail?
I mean, you could just come visit me, and I could just,
I
think they get internet time.
If you're in, like, a minimum security prison, I think they would let you do it. A maximum, maybe not.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because I've heard
some prisons are nice.
Yeah, some prisons... Given that, if I ever get arrested, I'm going to a Japan prison. Hopefully, because those prisons are like a damn dorm room.
I just would really freaks me out, but I think it's so interesting. It was in, like, I'm on TikTok and I'm scrolling for a while, and I get a prison TikTok, and it's, like, people in prison making TikToks, and I'm like, what? Like, it's so cool. Like, it's terrible quality, but it's very cool.
Terrible. Get better with your quality, people.
They're probably, like, rocking those, like, phones you get from Walmart that are, like, $20, because you can't, like...
They were shoved up somebody's cavity.
You know, do what you gotta do. If I was in prison for however many years, I would want a fucking phone. So, I'll take the butt phone.
I'm talking on a butt phone.
I'll take it.
A butt phone. But I think that about wraps up this episode.
Yeah, I think it does.
I think we've got some stuff to iron out on this episode. Sorry if we don't edit all of it. You guys just have to hear some crazy shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit out the suicide part, don't worry, and this part too.
And you should probably edit out the part of people that we work with. Anyways.
Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me. Anyway,
okay.
So I guess that wraps it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. And don't kill us.
Don't kill us.